guys, we're moving and starting slope today. Okay. So the rate of change, this is just a ratio. Oh, I always spell ratio wrong. That shows how one variable changes with respect to another. Would you like for me to zoom in just a little bit? Good. Oh, that might be too much. Y'all have heard rate of change before in 8th grade. I know y'all worked with it where you had a table and you had to find how y was changing, how x was changing, and y'all did it mostly from tables. We do it from a bunch of different forms, and we have another word that we use for it, which I'm sure y'all have heard. So on a linear graph, we just call this the slope. So when you are working on the STAR test, working on any kind of test, if you see either one of those words, they're interchangeable. Okay, now there's a lot of ways you can write slope. Slope is written as a ratio. And it's the vertical change, which we call the rise, to the horizontal change, which, does anyone know what it's called? Run. Okay, between any 2 points on a line. The slope is always going to remain constant for any 2 points on the same line. Here's where most people get slope wrong. Slope is written as a fraction. That's not the part you get wrong. This is the part you get wrong. In simplest form. So in other words, don't forget to simplify. If you don't want to do the simplifying, the calculator will simplify it for you. Does anyone know what letter we use to represent slope? M. Okay, now, there are 4 types of slope. So going over these before I go over the 4 types, I want you to know the way you read a graph is the same way you read a book. And how do you read a book when you're reading? Left to right. So make sure that y'all just go left to right. If you're not reading left to right, you're not going to read the graph right. We're not taught to read backwards. Okay, so the first type of slope is a line that would be going uphill. Now, the line can go uphill at any angle, but if it is going uphill, we call it a positive slope. Okay, the second type would be a line that could go downhill at any kind of angle, and that is a negative slope. And then the other 2 are special. Okay, the third slope would be a line going straight across. Does that slope have any rise to it? No, it has no rise to it. So there are 2 ways you can write it. This is a 0 slope, or you can just use the number 0. When you're doing your assignment today for Delta Math, put the number 0. Do not type the word 0, okay? That's it. Straight across is 0. No. Okay. The last type of slope would be a line that goes straight up, straight down. Okay, does this one have any run to it? No, it's rising, but it doesn't run. So this is the one that most people will get backwards. This is called an undefined slope. When you're doing your assignment online today, if it's undefined, there's actually an undefined button or you write the word. Okay? All right. So find the slope of each line, write your answer in simplest form. Okay. Most of the time, it's going to give you 2 dots. Your Delta Math is not giving you dots today. So I'm going to go over how to do these, and then there's some practice on the back that I want y'all to try on your own, and then we'll check it. Okay, so finding slope on a graph. To find slope on a graph, the first thing you're going to have to do is calculate your rise over your run. Okay? I think the easiest thing to do is first look at the line. Is this line going uphill or downhill? It's going up. So would that be a positive slope or a negative slope? It's a positive. So do we have to put anything for positive? Like, do I have to put a plus sign? You don't have to. If there's not anything there, we assume it's positive. So what they're going to have to do, or what you are going to have to do on your Delta Math today, do you see these 2 dots? Can you all see them faintly? You are going to have to draw a rise bar. And I will show you how to do that once we get there. So you just go up to where the next dot is. Now, how many up did I go? 7. I'm going to write 7 over here. And then you're going to have to draw a run bar. And how many did I run over? 4. Wherever you left off. Like, we went up 7. Where we left off from that 7, go over 4. So you're kind of making a triangle. Do you see the triangle? Okay. So now you just have to write your fraction. You have to put the rise number over the run number. How many did we rise? 7. How many did we run? Can that simplify? Is it positive the way I have it written? So this is your answer. You can put m equals. That'll already be in the computer for y'all today, though. Okay, so now when I move to example 2, my first dot's right here and my second dot's right here. We read graphs left to right. So to get from this left dot to the right dot, the first thing we're going to do is our rise, but are we actually rising this time? No, we are dropping. And how many do we drop to get to where that next dot would be at? 3. We're dropping 3. And how many do I run to get over to the dot? There's a line right here. It faded out. Sorry. Okay, it is 9. Okay, so now I'm going to write my rise over my run. What's my rise? 3. What's my run? 9. Before I move on, this line, is it going uphill or downhill? Downhill means it's what kind of slope? So put a negative sign. So negative 3 over 9. Can that simplify? So you must simplify it. So it becomes negative 1/3. Good. Does that make sense? Okay. For number 3, you got 2 dots here. Okay. Are we rising any? No. So I can't rise. Am I running any? Yeah. How many did I run? Okay. So I didn't rise any, but I did run 4. When 0 is on the top, guess what your slope is? Look back up here. Look at our examples. Straight across means 0. The line goes straight across. I don't care what that bottom number is. It's 0. This is saying that you take 0 and you're dividing it by 4. If you have nothing, can you split it into 4 groups? Really? You have nothing. Can you split it in 4 groups? No, you have nothing. So that's why it's 0. Okay, for this example, and then you're going to just flip to the back and try some on your own, and then we'll check them. Okay, does this graph rise any? Yeah. How many did it rise? 5. Okay. So I rose 5. Did I run any? No. Okay. I want to show you something. This will prepare you for tomorrow. If you'll grab your calculator really quick. Do 5 divided by 0. I want you to see something in your calculator. 5 divided by 0. Okay. Does everybody see how it says error divide by 0? Okay. You cannot divide by 0, so this slope is called undefined. Okay, so if 0 is on the top, your answer is 0. If 0 is on the bottom, your answer is undefined. Okay, y'all flip to the back of this page and try a couple of those on your own, and then we're going to check them. Make sure you simplify. All right, so number 5, my first question I'm going to ask you, is it positive or negative? Positive. So if you go dot to dot, how many did you rise? 5, how many did you run? Can 5/3 simplify? No. Okay, 6, is it positive or is it negative? It's negative because it's going downhill. How many did you drop? 3, how many did you run? Flip them, fix it now. Okay, negative 3/1 can actually simplify. Do y'all know what it can simplify to? Just negative 3. I'm saying that because in Delta Math, they won't want that as a fraction. If it's ever over 1, drop the 1, okay? All right, for number 7, is it positive or is it negative? Positive, and how many did we rise? And how many did we run? Can that simplify? 2, 2. Okay, number 8, is it positive or is it negative? Negative, so how many did I drop? 4, how many did I run? Can negative 4/4 simplify? Yes to what? 1/1, missing something. Negative 1. Okay, 9, is it positive or is it negative? Negative, how many did we end up dropping? 3, how many did we end up running? Okay, negative 3/4, can it simplify? Nope. 10, positive or negative? Negative is a really steep negative. So how many do we end up dropping? 5, how many do we end up running? Negative 5/1 will simplify to negative 5. All right, 11. How'd you know it was undefined? Straight up and down. Okay, straight up and down is always undefined. Number 12, is it positive or is it negative? 12 is positive, it's going uphill. How many did I rise? 2, how many did I run? 3. Can that simplify? No. Okay, 13, is it positive or is it negative? Positive. Okay. How many did I rise? And how many did I run? Can 1/4 simplify? No. Okay, 14, positive or negative? Negative. How many did I drop? 2. How many did I run? Negative 2/4 becomes negative 1/2. 15, is it positive or negative? Positive. So how many did we rise? How many did we run? Can 2/6 simplify? 1/3. Last one. It's just 0 because it goes straight across. Remember, don't put a slash through your 0 because that means it is no solution. Okay? All right. So if you'll look up on the board really quick so I can pull this up for you. Okay, y'all are going to have a problem that looks like this. You're going to do it very similar to how we just did your worksheet. Do y'all see that line? Okay, the first thing you have to do is draw your rise and run line. Can y'all see this orange cursor right here? Okay, is that touching the blue line? I can't put a dot there. Is it touching the blue line perfectly right there? Not perfectly. What about right there? Is it, oh, sorry, I just clicked. Is it touching good there? What about there? What about here? Okay, so you click a dot here. How many are you going to have to drop to find your next perfect point? Y'all see how it goes perfect there? Okay, so you're going to come back over and you're going to drop 2. And do you see how I just created a segment by clicking dots? Okay, you're going to go back to where you left off and click another dot and just draw over. You have to draw the rise run. Okay, how many did I end up dropping? Dropping. 2. How many did I end up running? 5. Can 2 over 5 simplify? No. And is this line positive or negative? So all you gotta do is -2/5, and then you get it right. Does that make sense how you do your paper? You only have 15 questions. Okay, if you need help, ask.